Does Luigi's Mansion suck?
Nintendo.
Luigi's Mansion is such a fascinating game. This is the first time Nintendo launched a console without a mainline Mario title. Instead, they decided to go with his better-dressed younger brother. Now, I've had Luigi's Mansion for as long as I've had the GameCube itself, but it took me until my early teens to actually finish it. Why? This game is scary, man! Not as in like horrifying stay awake at night type of scary. I think my childhood brain could not comprehend the concept of death and ghosts. It was the same feeling I felt watching the live-action Casper the Ghost movie, where Bill Pullman's character falls down a shaft and dies. He gets resurrected into a cartoony ghost, but I don't know. That just didn't sit right with me. But whatever. That's not why you're here. Luigi's Mansion cold opens with a pan to Luigi's pragmatic presence, and we are introduced to the ever-so-iconic mansion. Luigi isn't as impressed though. This dude is shitting bricks. And I would be too, because as soon as you find that the door is locked, boom, spectral key alert. Luigi, not knowing it's debate, picks up the key with a jingle just as iconic as a Samsung dryer.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, beyond the door, surprise is death! A strange old man in a white coat proceeds to flex on you for being too broke to afford what he's packing, before he himself gets set to good night. This man is introduced as Professor Egad the Goat, but he can't flex on you here. The street got too many eyes. Egad is by far the most interesting and mysterious character in the Mario universe, and can you believe this was his debut appearance? His reason and motives for being at the mansion are already called into question. Like, you're telling me this mansion arrived 2 days ago? Yeah, right. But that's besides the point. Have you heard what he's got on Ox?
Luigi.
In fact, all of the music in this game is super iconic. Like, just listen to this. Now, Egad instructs us on how to use our brand new piece, the Poltergust 3000. The controls in Luigi's Mansion are buttery smooth, even though Luigi turns like a tank sometimes. But it all makes sense, and it all works. Egad instructs you to use the right trigger to suck things up, and to use the C-stick to look around. And here comes the main gameplay loop. Stun a ghost by flashing your light by letting go of B, and quickly right trigger to catch them in a vortex. Yanking the stick in the opposite direction will cause the ghost's health to deplete, with a satisfying chime until... I think from here on I want to take you area by area through the game as to not go out of order. Let me introduce you to... So Luigi decides to go back to investigate what happened at the mansion, and he's still, justifiably, shitting bricks. Well, to be fair, so is Toad, who is now just sitting in the foyer, crying like the baby he is. He knows how to turn on the lights, but his real purpose is this. Do not forget to do that, please. This is easily my most replayed section of the game, because it contains the first baby checkpoint, and it's right here. Obviously, all the babies quickly hit a... and don't turn it on for several years, like myself. Anyway, we grab a couple keys, are introduced to the worst ghost type in the game, and find little piss baby Toad again out on the balcony. How he beat me there? I don't know. But now we can finally go and get our main collectible of the game.
Souls.
These more detailed ghosts are called portrait ghosts. Plot A has you capturing every single portrait ghost in the mansion, with only a few of them being optional. And it's all in hopes to save my brother. I guess somebody told him the party started at 7, and he believed that shit. But yeah. Beating them turns on the lights to the room and sometimes spawn a chest with either a key or treasure inside, so beating this ghost is the only way to progress. Some of these portrait ghosts put up a good fight, and all of them sport a cool 100 health. These first two, Neville and Lydia, are pretty basic. But you do get your first puzzles like waiting for the ghost to yawn and moving the curtains so the ghost becomes chilly. After this is our second baby checkpoint. The fight with Chauncey the baby is actually quite intense for being so early. You're shrunk down and sent to this astral arena where you dodge horses and shoot beach balls back at Chauncey. Wait, are those beach balls? After beating him, grab the Area 2 key and Egad warps you to his funk dungeon. This will be a theme as we complete each area, just keep that in mind. This game's sound design is just so solid. All the effects just click, like, look at this cutscene.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It never gets old. Back up to the mansion, and here's where the meat and potatoes are. Even though Luigi's Mansion is a very, very linear game, this transition to the main hallway just makes me feel like the mansion opens up, even though there's only like 3 rooms available right now. Area 2 has some really memorable and fun portrait ghosts. Shout out Mr. Lugs! And we made our first one after killing off some Shy Guy ghosties. The floating Orlandos are the first portrait ghosts on our crusade through Area 2. They aren't too hard, but you're going to want to keep them in your vortex for as long as possible. These pearls get bigger the longer you hold on, and you get a different color frame at the end, depending on how many tries it took you to suck them up. But after this room we get to meet Plot B. Well, I guess Plot B is necessary to complete Plot A, so maybe it's like Plot 8.5. Plot 8.5 is where you meet the main antagonist of this game. No. Booze. King Boo is revealed to be the big baddie this time around, but he dips after seeing your piece. Here we're introduced to the most infuriating part of the game, boo collecting. But first, a word from your boy. There are 35 boos scattered all across the mansion now, and they only appear in rooms you have completed. Now you only need to collect 40 boos to complete the game, but collecting all 50 boos is necessary to finish with a good ending. Oh yeah, all this cash and coin you see around me? That is your down payment on your game rank at the end. The more you collect, the better rank, and in turn, the better mansion you get. Now finding them is not that hard, admittedly. You use your Game Boy Horror's radar to ping in on their location. This radar sucks complete ass. But there's only so many spots they could hide, so it's not too bad. No, what sucks is actually trying to get these fools. They don't get locked into your vortex like regular ghosts. It's like a very weak tug, and these bastards can so frequently get out of it. I swear to God, nothing makes me want to throw my controller away more than when a boo spawns and instantly runs into a locked room. I am not exaggerating. Look at this footage. That took 3 real-world minutes. After that, we find another key-shitting toad with some interesting dialogue. We take his shit, and then we meet a ghost named Madame Clairvoyant who instructs us that she is a seer of dropped items. Whatever that means. Once we clear out the next room, we find our first upgrade!
People, upgrade!
The Fire Medallion. This allows us to use left trigger to blow fire, and is used in way more puzzles than I remembered. Light candles and grab a key to unlock the path to our next target. Shivers the Butler. Once you light his opera, he'll go running away to his room where you can suck him up and grab the conservatory key. Side note, in lore, Shivers is like infatuated with our next portrait ghost, which is crazy because you find her key in his room. Before that though, we find out that Mario used my washing machine before me. Anyway, A highlight of this floor is hitting all these instruments to then spawn Melody Pianissima, who gives you a baby quiz for babies. And then we finish her off as well. Snide the key for Mr. Lugs! Hell yeah, Mr. Lugs! He be eating.
Just like me.
To defeat my boy, you gotta suck down his plate of food and any butlers that come to refill it, and he will eventually get super pissed. It's okay, I've eaten at Buffalo Wild Wings too. Once he gets tired of that, suck him up and move on. Beat this icy ghost and, oh shit, upgrade!
Upgrades, people, upgrade!
Now we can blow out water. Luigi's first instinct is to blow it out on this dog. Spooky, the dog, don't like it that much though, but don't worry, that's intended. Once his owner is taken down and Spooky is distracted, you can give him the old razzle dazzle as well. Use your Game Boy Horror? Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned that the Game Boy Horror has a camera. You can take pictures of various things and get Luigi's thoughts. Some are super funny. But you can also take pictures of mirrors and they teleport you back to the foyer. Very handy. And little mouse holes to get sucked inside. Same here, and we've made it to the graveyard.
Baby checkpoint 3.
This right here. You know the drill. Bogmire is quite an out-of-place character in this cast, and that makes this fight all the more tense. It's not too hard though, minus the depth perception, but even then he goes down no problem. Grab the Area 3 key, and it's a new verse, same as the first. After confirming Luigi can't read and, oh yeah, Mario's here, we find a safe slot stealing Toad in an outhouse. And then we beat Biff Atlas to a pulp. And yeah, this is kind of where the game hits a stutter for me. And it's this door right here. This door has haunted me for 20 years. It's the scariest thing in this mansion. This permanently locked door that I never knew how to open.
Oh, but guess what I learned after all these years?
One important thing you do want to do here is if I get on this little treadmill and run on it, we get a key.
How in the hell is anyone supposed to figure this out besides complete accident? Like, no character hints at it, there's no on-screen cues. Hell, even the manual doesn't even mention anything about it. And instead they decide to focus on how much element Luigi can expel.
Okay.
So if you didn't know about this key like me, every time you have to go back to the beginning, which happens a lot from here on out, you are making your slow-ass walk all the way around the courtyard, and that shit adds up. But the rest of the area is alright. We start with a cool flip panel room to highlight how underutilized and awesome it'd be if we got a more fleshed out mechanic. And hey, we get our third upgrade!
Upgrades, people, upgrade!
The ice medallion allows us to blow ice out of our nozzle. It's interesting that they're treating ice as its own element when ice and water are the same element, just different states of matter. Regardless, we use our ice abilities to give saucy Miss Petunia a cold plunge to finish her off. Nana's up next on the chopping block and she's also packing the heat. Holy shit. Look at her book it. It's a little annoying to hit her 3 times in a row with the yarn because she frickin' despawns if you miss, and these things are also a tripping hazard. But other than that, she's no problem. Ha! Guess where this key goes? Now we get to experience immaculate vibes after taking down a short gauntlet of enemies in the observatory. I don't know how to explain why I fuck with this room so hard. We'll just skip over the whole blowing up the moon part and take our star. Slim Bankshot is a billiards player in the you'll never guess what it's called room. He's fairly easy to capture. Just give him a repeated concussion and he'll crumple. I really like his design though. In the next room we find Mario's glove, even though we just saw him with it on. But back to the beginning, and this time we get to go up the starting hallway to finish off the lineage. Henry and Orville are twins from hell who just want to play some hide and seek with me. Little do they know, I did in fact cheat, and no, I don't know why Luigi knows what Mario's feet smell like. But hey, that's all the objects needed to pass Clairvoya. You're encouraged to visit her after you collect each item, because it's obvious if you wait until you have them all, she's quite the app fest. I never understood though why she asked me to return her to her painting, but yet she still struggles as if it's painful or something. I'm not gonna worry about it. All the way back upstairs, we open the safari room with the key we got from Clairvoya, and expel our element to take down some water ghosts. What we get is a fast pass into the nightclub. And we have to pay a 20 Boo entry fee. And look at everyone jamming up here. Whoops, it's actually Boolossus. Yeah, this fight isn't very good. Like, it's kind of satisfying to pop the big boo on the statue and hear them tink on the ground after you freeze them. But once you get down to the last 4 or 5, it's damn near impossible to catch these bastards because they're darting this way and that trying to avoid your gaze. Scoop up the last one and nab the area key, just in time for Professor's pickled dandelions with barnacles and a diesel marinade. Mmm, my favorite.
But you know what that means.
Yeah, this is where the padding kind of burps in your face a bit. Of course, we enter the mansion from the main door, so that means time to go upstairs. And just as soon as we are about to open the door, lightning. Boom! Power out. So now, time to go downstairs. But not before we get a call from Toad and Egad who tell us to turn on the breaker.
Fun fact about this room, there's a whole creepypasta based off of the lighting interaction when you're on the phone with Toad. When it flashes, it looks like Luigi's shadow is hanging from the ceiling. Strange indeed.
So Egad tells us Uncle Grimly is out and about at this hour, and to find him in a place where there's a lot of mirrors. And let me tell you, the fact he is not in the place called the Mirror Room, it's frankly criminal. The hint is barely helpful anyway. Like, the place he is actually in only has 1 mirror. Whatever. Get the key, get the breaker on, and that lets us see that there was a key for the room next door sitting here this whole time. Again, I'm reminded about how underutilized the flip panels are, and we grab the key, so time to go upstairs to Luigi's hanging room. Past this are the Clockwork Soldiers.
I'm gonna be real.
I hate these guys. They aren't tough or anything. You just need to hit the clocks to make them move and wind them up. I don't know why, I don't like them. Moving up the revamped elevator, we can clear out the roof and get yourself the armory key. Becoming a chimney sweep nets us the sitting room key, and there's only one way out of here. So, you know what that means. Time to go upstairs. This will feed you into the forgotten child Sue P and her unsettling flipped room. Hose her down to trigger her vulnerable phase, and honestly, there's a reason she's the forgotten child. Continue your trek onward up to the armory. Now you can leave after you clear this room, but I decided to head in back and say hello to Jarvis. Jarvis couldn't handle my ice though, so he f***ing exploded. Grab your treasure and get your butt downstairs. Cause we got a little cutscene to watch.
Luigi's Mansion has a lot of these little unnecessary cutscenes that just bring a smile to my face. Like, it's the same thing that Resident Evil does. I can't explain it, it's so good.
Anyway, get the key for the freezer where we take down Sir Weston by, you guessed it, expelling our element. And one more time, it's time to go upstairs for our big fight with sort of the main antagonist, Vincent Van Ghoul. He's actually been the one painting these ghosts and bringing them to life for no other reason than, I can assume, the love of the game. The fight's not too hard, but it can be a little overwhelming, especially when 3 of these demons show up. Finish him off for good, and Luigi gets the key to Mario's freedom. Say it with me for the last time. Time to go downstairs. But this time it's with purpose. King Boo fantasizes about staring at me forever and then... What? Whoa! Bowser? Yeah, Bowser comes in to be the secret final boss, but Clairvoy kind of spoiled that back in Season 2, so it was old news at this point. But yeah, I'm gonna say it. I think this fight sucks. And not because of the vacuum. Or that I died 4 times and had to sit through King Boo's Yap Fest every time. I swear I'm not bad at video games, it's just so jank. Like, most of the time, the game works. But when it doesn't, you can really tell that they were developing for new hardware.
Like, have you seen the concept art for this game?
Yeesh. But these bombs are not programmed correctly. You have to catch them in midair, and the perspective is all kinds of jank. Half the time I would walk through bombs and not have them explode, and sometimes I would get hit by the explosion when I was 5 feet away. And it wouldn't be so bad, but Bowser is a goddamn sharpshooter with the ice and... It's a pretty tough final fight, but the best course of action is to stay close to the wall to minimize any variables with the bomb trajectories. And with King Boo down, Bowser's puppet crumbles as well. We get one last jam sesh before we Uno reverse Mario back out into the 3D world. And with Luigi shedding a tear from a journey joyfully well spent, the credits encroach.
So what did I think of Luigi's Mansion? I like this running animation. Well, for starters, the game was a lot more fast-paced than I remember it being, and I think that's to its benefit in this case.
The game in total only took me about 5 hours and 15 minutes to complete.
Since the game is so short and the difficulty is relatively fair, you can complete it in an afternoon, and of course, the gameplay is, ever so satisfying. Now, what hurts this game a lot is its linearity. The mansion layout makes it feel like you're in a big open area with lots of nooks and crannies to explore, when really, it's just a hallway. Deviating from that hallway, there's very little content besides like 4 or 5 optional portrait ghosts. Minus Mr. Lugs. Minus Mr. Lugs. The Hidden Mansion's a good way to spice up a second playthrough, but I really think you'll experience everything this game has to offer in your first. But hey, I'm not a reviewer. I just want to give you an honest and thorough reaction to my playthrough of the game. But I think Luigi's Mansion is a great game. I think if they revisited this design with a more open layout, they could find a good balance between what this game was trying to do and what people expected future games to be like. Great music, great characters, great game. I want to hear your thoughts. Have you played Luigi's Mansion? What'd you think of it? And what do you want me to showcase next? To be honest, this video took quite a lot longer than I thought it would to make, so I think we're going to keep it short and sweet next time. I'll see you then.